Greetings, YouTube. Welcome to a Season 3 support duo tier list live at Twitch at twitch.tv/KarQ. Chat is down here saying hello. This is totally not my first take, but we have 5 tiers on what I think are good support duos or great and flexible support duos that fit in every composition. Good ones that still fit in a lot of comps. Not bad. Like, I don't prefer them, but like they're fine. Situational being they're really good in the right conditions, but they're like situational, evidently, based on the name. And suboptimal, where like I don't prefer these, but like in Overwatch 2, you can still kind of make anything work because this game is like super dynamic, and that new support passive in Overwatch 2 allows you to pretty much get away with some things that you were not previously able to get away with in Overwatch 1. So in order, let's start with Ana Zen. I'm gonna quickly rank this into not bad. In Overwatch 1, this was tough because you had like 2 enemy dive tanks and 2 DPSs that could dive. Like, Ana Zen is a very vulnerable backline, and the pressure is on the Ana to at least sleep one of the flankers. Like, this can excel if they're not being jumped on, but if they are being jumped on and the Ana misses a sleep dart, they're probably cooked. So I wouldn't say it's like good per se. I think some Overwatch League teams and contender teams can run this because they have like the right peel and they know how to play the comp, but for most solo queue and ranked duos, it's not bad. Bap Zen, chat can also contribute to these. Bap Zen, I would argue great and flexible, not even not bad. Bap Zen was a standard poke comp backline. This is very, very good with Sigma because Bap Zen poke with Sigma was an Overwatch 1 comp that was extremely popular. Bap Zen, you pressure enemy shields. Think about it. Baptiste non-stop 75 damage per 3-round burst. Zenyatta non-stop chucking it. Enemy Ryan shields going down. The enemy Arisa's melting. The enemy Ramatra is probably gonna die. Still really good. You see it all the time in high elos on like Circuit Royale because this season's map pool is very Sigma heavy. Havana, Junkertown. Although Junkertown Baptiste kind of tough because it's very snipey on the first map, but like Havana for sure. Circuit Royale, I played Bap Zen like 3 times today already on those comps. So I would say great and flexible for the most part because all the stationary tanks like Rhine, Sigma are really good right now. Even Ramatra you can play Bap Zen with. I said it's good with Sigma, but it's good with Rhine. It's good with most tanks. I would not recommend this with like Ball or like Winston Diva. I know Ball's really popular right now, but generally speaking, Bap Zen's flexible. Just don't play it with like super mobile tanks because you'll get a little bit less value. Bap Ana. It's not that common right now. Mostly because Bap isn't as common. Ana's played a lot. I actually like this a lot in Overwatch 1. I think in higher level coordinated play, it's like lower tier, but for the sake of solo queue, they're both primary main healers who generate a lot of ult charge off of healing. Bap can do a lot of damage and get his ult charge off that too, but on the same note, you will lose out on ultimate tempo if you play this support lineup against, let's say for example, the enemy team runs KarQ Lucio. That KarQ is going to get Kitsune Rush before either Baptiste or Ana gets Nano Boost. No window. You guys are cannibalizing or stealing ult charge away from each other. But that being said, like KarQ Ana is being played a lot and they steal ult charge from each other and they still build it pretty quickly. I think it's like not bad. I wouldn't say it's like good, but it's like, it's not bad. It's they synergize a lot with Window and Ana, but I think there's like, they kind of cover each other's roles. They kind of play in the same position, if that makes sense. And you have 2 defensive options with Sleep Dart and Lamp in the self-nade, and yes, they synergize, but you kind of play in the same spot, which means like you're clumped together. Now, when we talk about KarQ Ana later, yes, they're both also main healers and they both like, you know, cannibalize, but at the same time, KarQ can switch her playstyle and play really aggressive, and Ana plays as the anchor to TP out of, which is a little bit different. So you don't get like double Tesla cannon by the Winston, or you get double slam by the Ball, if that makes any sense. But we'll get to that after. Brig Zen. Brig Zen is like really good in high level play, but like honestly, for most players, I'm directing this tier list for like metal, like 99% of the players, not the highest level. At the highest level, you can play Brig Zen in the situational right composition. Ball, Tracer with Brig Zen and a flex pick, whether that's Sombra or Soldier. Somebody, you just need a team, a situational team that does not require healing resources, minimum resources possible, because yes, if you look at this, it's like, where's all the heals coming from? There isn't that much. So Ball just rolls the health packs and regenerates from his shields. Tracer, you can keep the Zen orb on the Tracer and the Brig can pack them, and these two protect each other in the back line. The Zen discords a target. The Ball, Tracer, Sombra are supposed to just quickly eliminate. This is a fast comp. This is a coordinated situational comp. If you're solo queuing in like gold, it's so tough. Highest level, honestly, really good, but for most players, I put it at situational. Brig Brig Ana, not bad. These kind of protect each other. Actually, I would argue this is actually pretty good right now. Because Brig is really buffed. For the average player, Brig is like just non-stop aura healing, can protect Ana from peel. Your Ana is enabled. I would say this is good for most players, to be honest with you. I would argue this is even great and flexible. If you're like a complete random solo queue team, you can play this with Ramatra, sure. You can play it with Ball, you can play it with Winston, you can play it with D.Va, you can play it with Orisa, you can play it with Rein. I think you can actually play this in most lineups right now. For the metal for 99% of players. Actually, by that argument, then this is actually like doesn't get played with every tank, so maybe I should drop this down to good. So yeah, let me fix that. This is the definition of literally played, like don't know what to do. This works in like almost every comp. Bap Brig. Bap Brig was played a lot in Overwatch 1 double shield as well. It's like pretty good too. It's the same thing with this, but Bap's like, this will be even better with like slow boys like Sigma and all that kind of stuff. But Ana can heal like Winston and Ball in the distance. Bap has trouble healing really deep divey tanks. And I know Brig has like the highest win rate in like a lot of the metal ranks or whatever, but this one's kind of hard to make these duo tier lists. I always have to remember who I'm making this for. Yeah, I'm gonna make adjustments as I keep going down. I'm gonna put this as good for now. I feel like you can't go wrong. There's always good resources for everybody. You know what? I'm gonna put it on not bad. Okay, I'm just gonna settle on that right now. Kiriko Zenyatta, not bad. This goes in a lot of compositions. It's kind of like, it can work with like poke. It can work with, I don't really know how much to elaborate on that one. Kiriko Ana, let's stick this in great and flexible. With Kiriko Ana, yes, they both generate a lot of their ult charge with their primary heals, and this is a very common support duo right now, especially in the highest elos as well. So I assume in the lower, the metal ranks as well, this is really common as well. This is really flexible because I can't think of a situation where this won't like be fine. Your tank pretty much sets the identity of how you want to play your entire composition, and like this can work with almost everything right now. So I'm just gonna keep it at great and flexible. Bap Kiriko, not bad or situational. I mean, it's not bad. Like it's fine. I wouldn't say it's like good, but it's like not bad. Kiriko Brig, I'd say for metal ranks, this is actually good. I think Brig is just default great value for a lot of people, and Kiriko offsets like if you can't get the aura, got the Suzu, like people won't die if you play this in the metal ranks. So I'm gonna put that in good for now. Lucio Zen, suboptimal. This was a Overwatch 1 comp in season 5 of Overwatch 1, like 5-6 years ago at this point, when there was like no Moira in the game, no Baptiste in the game, no Kiriko in the game, no Brig in the game at that time. This is your only option for like dive tanks, but like these two kind of like do the opposite of like the comp's idea. Like Brig Zen doesn't have much heals, but you can run the right comp and you discord and you jump them. But Brig can protect the Zen because he's like a vulnerable target in that comp. But like this one, like Lucio can't peel. Like he can peel, but like not for like that kind of damage going on to Zen. Like Brig can like pack the Zen and like whip shot people away. With Lucio Zen, like Lucio wants to rush in with their team, but then Zen's just kind of like there applying a discord. They just anti-synergize from each other. So I'm gonna put it at suboptimal, but can still work. Okay, Lucio Ana, not bad. It's like, I think it's in the middle of the pack. I'm gonna put most of these support duos probably in the not bad, like middle of the pack, because like they're fine. Lucio Ana, classic. You can run this with Rein. Like this is just an alternate version of like all these Lucio plus main healer comps are like totally good with most stationary tanks. Like Lucio Ana, classic with Rein, Zarya, and Overwatch 1. So with Rein, this is fine. With Orisa, it's fine. She can speed in with Ramatra, it's fine. It's like it's not bad. Lucio Bap, same thing. Actually, I would argue this is actually pretty good. I like, personally, if I had to choose between Lucio Ana versus Lucio Bap with Reinhardt or with Ramatra or anything like that, I like it better. So my bias is going to show, and I'm going to stick it on good. It synergizes really well with Reinhardt, who is really meta right now, especially because Rein is probably the most common tank for everybody, right? I mean, that requires you to synergize the BAP window and thing, and you can nano the Rein, sure, and that might be easier, but I think BAP is severely underrated right now. Lucio Brig. I'm going to stick this in situational. We play it sometimes with Junker Queen. I've seen this with Wrecking Ball, actually. A version of this with Wrecking Ball, instead of the Zen and the Brig jumping in, you run the Lucio Brig version of it, which is like more all-in-y with the ball comp, but you need the right composition for this. So I'm gonna stick it in situational. Lucio Kiri, still really good. Actually, still really flex. Yeah, I don't know what to put this on. This was meta in season 1, but it is pretty flexible. This can go into dive Winston. It goes with D.Va. It goes with Rein. I would say this is pretty flexible. Yeah, let's stick it up here. Mercy Zen, and again, another situational comp with Zenyatta. Mercy Zen was played similarly to like Brig Zen, where Brig is protecting the Zen from dive, but let's say the enemy team isn't running dive, then you can play the Zen Mercy, where the Mercy plays with like an Echo or Pharah. You have your Tracer Flex, the Ball, and the Zen. How's Brig Zen so low? I got rid of letters. These are not like, this doesn't mean it's worse than this. This is situational and pops off in the right comp. That's why I had the extra words in there. Like this is situational because let's say your tank locks in Reinhardt and you're playing Mercy Zen. Your Rein is gonna complain about a lack of heals, or your Orisa in those elos. People are just going to complain about a lack of heals. Mercy Ana, I think it's pretty good still. This was good in Overwatch 1. I still think it's good in Overwatch 2. I play this one quite a bit. Mercy is really common. Mercy is really good for pocketing someone. Ana's like Mercy follows the DPS, Ana pockets the tank, and you pop off. I would probably put this on good. Even flexible. Does this work on most comps? Let me think about this. I'd say this is pretty flexible on most comps. Mercy BAP, similarly, not as Omega flexible because again, if you run very, very hyper mobile tank, BAP will not get as much value in that case, but okay, I'll stick it there. Mercy Brig, situational as well. Like, what's Brig's identity in this comp? Mercy will follow your DPS, and then what's Brig doing? Is she going all in with Brawl? Who's she peeling for? Is she peeling for someone super vulnerable in the backline? KarQ Lucio is good in metal. Would you guys, why? I mean, maybe my bias was showing for Lucio KarQ in the highest levels. Again, I don't play in this elo too much. I've watched enough of your VOD reviews every week. I guess I really haven't seen too much Lucio KarQ. And metal rank people will complain about Lucio all the time. That's true. People don't engage and disengage correctly. Okay, my metal rank people in chat, do you guys think I should bring this one down a bit? Like, it's still good, you know, maybe not as flexible as I give the credit for. Yeah, okay, it feels like most of you guys want me to bring it down to 1. Sure. Mercy KarQ. Now, again, Mercy is probably one of the best supports for metal ranks. I would say this is like top tier in the highest elos. It might just be like good. Like, it's good. Arguably pretty flexible too. Like, KarQ fit. This is hard, man. These tier lists are so hard. There's so many, like, when you look at all these different combinations, like, you just can't go wrong on so many. KarQ can self-peel. She doesn't need the Mercy to back them up. Your Mercy follows the DPS, one of the DPSs, and then your KarQ just, like, offsets the rest. I would say, like, I like this comp a lot in high elo, so I'm just going to use my bias and stick this on great and flexible. Mercy Lucia. Now, some people are going to say this is suboptimal, but I've actually seen this as an option, similar to like the Lucio Brig, where you all in with Junker Queen. You just run the Lucio Mercy version with Wrecking Ball. I saw this in high elo like twice, and it's like situational. It looks, people used to argue this is bad, but like I've tried this a few times in GM, and I actually think it's like in the right conditions, it's good with Wrecking Ball. And Wrecking Ball is super, super popular right now. So sure. Moira Zen. Now, Moira is a hot topic in metal ranks because Moira, even we saw the developer blog today where they said like Moira is like really, really popular in bronze and silver. But Moira Zen is just like, I don't even know where to put this, to be honest with you. Situational. I don't even think of a situation where I like this, to be honest. They're kind of like anti-synergistic. I'm just going to put it in suboptimal. Moira can't peel. She can pocket the front, but like she has Moira is a hero that has no utility other than just hard healing or like DPSing an enemy backline. They're kind of, it's just like suboptimal. But in the case of like solo queuing ranked metal ranks, again, it is suboptimal, but by definition, it can work, sure. So Moira Ana, this was also kind of like suboptimal. Not my favorite, but it's like better. I think if you play like, if you do the DPS TikTok Moira, okay, actually, let me talk about the TikTok Moira part. If you TikTok Moira, you need your other support to be like reliable to pump resources into your tank, or else they're gonna complain. So if everybody in metal ranks is, let's just assume everyone's a TikTok Moira, then it's situational. This can kind of work-ish. Same with Baptiste, the same idea, but they kind of just like steal each other's ult charge. So maybe we'll stick this one in suboptimal, but this one has utility and can like, you know, offset it a little bit. Sure. This one, suboptimal. Don't like it. I don't like any of these. Okay, this one's pretty good though. Moira Lucio Rushdown. That one is pretty good. Moira Kiri, pretty good. Oh yeah, sorry. I accidentally put this one in. Same idea. Or actually not the same idea. Moira KarQ is like the most popular duo I see. Okay, that is news to me. I mean, I guess you could just dive the enemy backline. If people aren't engaging with speed correctly, then maybe Moira and Kiri can combo ults. That's true though. That is something I keep forgetting, that Kitsune Rush amplifies Coalescence quite a bit, but you're stacking double support ultimates in a team fight. Like if everybody's dumping ults, sure, but like it's not my favorite to dump both unless absolutely necessary. I mean, they're both kind of easy-ish characters, so people play them, so sure. Sure, we'll put it in not bad because like you can't go wrong with this. And I would say same with this. Moira, Mercy. These two are probably the two most common supports in most metal ranks. So I'm gonna stick it in not bad. This person asked about like the Moira Lucio. Moira Lucio used to be played a lot with like Winston Diva. They called it like Talon Dive, I think, in Overwatch 1. And I'm kind of just like trying to reference that. This is good on control maps. It's good on like Lijiang. You just basically go in together. Moira just can pump the heals, throw a damage boost. Lucio speeds in. It was also called 6-man as well. That's right. I actually think this is Lucio Moira is really good, especially on control maps. So I'm gonna stick it in good. That is a rough tier list of like me trying to like come up with a theory on where to put stuff. This is a completely loose list. You could probably argue that you can move stuff up and down, but for the sake of adding parameters and for the sake of at a glance value, if someone locks in Moira, maybe you don't want to lock in the Zen, Bap, or Brig. If your first support locks in the Moira, maybe it's like, oh, and your tank locks in Ryan, lock in Lucio after. You know, this is just a list where if you're solo queuing as a support, your other support picks a hero. You just, if they pick any of the Ana, Kiri, Mercy, or Brig, you just pick the other pairing here and you literally can't go wrong. The situational one requires the right composition. Most of these require Wrecking Ball, actually, because those are the tanks. That's a tank that requires the least resources, excuse me. Even Sigma and Hog don't require as much resources as people think if they play it right. But yeah, this is my support duo tier list for metal ranks. You can make any support duo work and still win the game because there's way more blunders and mistakes and overall Overwatch like mistakes happening more so than your actual hero choices at the end of the day. That is all for this tier list. Agree or disagree? Type it in the comments. All good.